Imagine you were in PE and you had to go take your fitness test. Like for me, it was the mile. And, let's imagine that's me right there who's in eighth grade, who's kind of a little bit chubby, but. And all right, we start going. And, we do it. And as soon as we come back, we're exhausted, man, which is pretty normal, to be honest. And yeah, I'm really tired right here, man. And and for me during this, I usually get a low score of like 12 minutes. And in this video, I want to talk about my story and how you can improve it. So hold on real quick, man. Pretty much everything. So let me tell you my story of when I was back in eighth grade or like seventh grade. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm gonna just say eighth. But we had this pacer, or actually no, we had to do the mile. And oh yeah, pardon me. That real laugh was real, but I mean, yeah, I kind of was tired. But I was doing the mile back in eighth grade, and during this time, it was the first time of the year, so I was also kind of like I found out about self-improvement. I was training in the summer, but it wasn't really like major. But I still fairly trained, and I got a score of 1220, which when I came back, I was like sweaty, exhausted, and I didn't know how did I get that score. And I just didn't really feel so good about myself. I didn't really do much about it. It's like I got the feeling of it wasn't really something really good. I just didn't really feel great, but I didn't really take any action on it. I just still lived like it was the same. I still had PE and everything, so I gradually improved more of my cardio and stuff. There was we were going outside, we were doing football ladders and stuff. It's basically we were just running basically. And yeah, when I came back more, it was 10:18. My score was 10 minutes and 18 seconds. But it was still improvement, to be honest. I improved by 2 minutes by it, so I was quite happy when I heard about it. And more time came on, and eventually my brother asked, my brother used to go to, my brother still does go to this high school, and I would have to meet him up every single time by that track where, I'm not sure if you could see it, but that's my backpack over there. We would meet up over there, and yeah, I'd meet him up there, and we would talk a little bit. But then one day we met this guy that was also kind of running, and we were talking to him. And actually no, before this, my brother decided to start running outside of the track. And at first I didn't really want to do it. I was kind of nah, I want to go back home, go do something, go play video games or something. But I decided to go run with him, and eventually I just started to run with him. So I started running with him after school, and then a couple days later we meet someone that ran with us, and it was quite fun. But he was a senior, so he was gonna leave, and it was quite sad. Actually, I got the story mixed up. Actually, that was before my last pacer test. Well, my last mile test. I only had PE for a semester, and when I did that, I got it to 9. I think it was actually 9/11. No, not to the reference. Yeah, when I got that score, I was also like, I was quite actually happy, to be honest. Like, yeah, I was actually really happy because I was like another minute down, like I'm improving so much that, yeah. And then after the story, after the PE, I started going to go run with my brother, and yeah, and that was pretty much it. And after that, well, after summer school, what was it? Yeah, after summer school, I decided to. Well, actually, I think I actually made a video about it where I was running again. At that time, I didn't really run during the summer, so I was kind of tired already. But like, I still kept running anyways, and so I kept running after that, and this was last year, so I started to improve more gradually as well. Now that like another year has passed, it's just the same thing. I was running again, and yeah, and the reason why I'm making this video, like, why it's like, to be honest, I was kind of thinking about like, why do I need to make this video if like I'm just basically talking about my story about how I improved my cardio. And I'm just gonna kind of be honest, man. I feel like that there's people out there who were like me back then, who were kind of like, kind of anxious about like about their fitness and stuff as well. Like, I was kind of insecure about mine because when I got 12:26 on the timer, I didn't really feel so proud of myself. It's like it was kind of like a relatively kind of like, I thought it was a kind of slow score, and that just didn't make me feel so good. And at the same time, I was kind of also fat, to be honest. And well, I'll be honest, I'm still kind of fat now, but oh yeah, my news. Yeah, I'm talking about a lot of different things, but my new score was 7:27, and that was from last year. I don't really have anything to train, and to be honest, I'm just kind of scared to go see how much I actually went. But there was this one time where it was 8:30, so I might have kept it like a little bit of the same, or like just a little bit of an increase, but I could definitely go back to 7:27. But it's just the thing is, I want to help you if you're kind of feeling a bit insecure about your, like, oh, like, why didn't I get a bigger score? Like, how can I improve the score of like my jogging and stuff? And really, I'm not really sure. For me, it just kind of, it was being more consistent in exercising. And like, I was consistently like exercising in PE. Like, I always had to do it in the weekdays, and like I had no excuse to skip it out. So, and also I was just kind of mad about like getting that score. So that made me mad about like, that kind of fueled me to like, okay, I want to improve it. I got to get this like score by December, and I got to improve it and stuff. So it kind of also fueled me to do that. I mean, to be honest, at the same time, I was still kind of playing video games and stuff. Like, I mean, I was doing more of self-improvement habits. Actually, I guess you could say I technically was, but since, there was stuff like NoFap, but it was more about like, I was kind of mad about getting a low score. So I decided that it would be best to improve it. And another thing I would also talk to you about is like, also make sure to improve your mental health as well, because if you're not in like a good state, like especially if you're not like feeling all right, you just kind of feel down today, and or you just like your mental health is kind of bad where you just don't really want to do it anymore. I would suggest improving it, because I bet there's gonna be like, well, I think there'd be some days where you don't really want to do it, and during that time I was more trying to improve my mental health than trying to like play more video games, and that's what also led me to keep running. Like there was times where my brother didn't even want to go run, but like I decided to go run because the discipline of it, and I don't think I would have done it if I had poor mental health. I mean, maybe, but I would still suggest I'd still recommend to improve your mental health if you want to like be consistent on it, man. And yeah, that's actually the last thing I was gonna talk about: consistency. And yeah, discipline. Yeah, what I'm gonna say is definitely be more consistent as well, man. Like the more that you keep putting in effort, the more you're gonna get better at it, man. Like when you think about kind of like when you kind of think about the athletes who can run really fast and like they're really good, like they put in the work to reach that, and then you want to, like, you're over here thinking like, do I really, like, I want this progress, but I'm not willing to put in the work for it. And you're gonna have to change that, man. You're actually going to need to put in the work, and whether that means like, that means you're gonna sweat sometimes, or it's gonna be like rainy or like really windy, or you just might not like feel like it, man. The more that you keep doing, like the more that you keep running on those days, man, the more that you're actually gonna improve on like improving your milestone. And yeah, just be more consistent, man. I would pretty much say. The more that you put in work, like obviously you're gonna put in, like obviously like you're gonna start growing like bit by bit. And yeah, man. So you have to be willing to put in the work. You're gonna have to be more consistent. So I wish you the best for that, man. And I'm actually late to class, to be honest, man. But I wish you the best, man. I know that I was also kind of insecure about, like about my. Well, I was kind of I was insecure about my score time, man. I got in here to the point where, I mean, my score isn't the best. Obviously, it's like 7 minutes and 27 seconds. It's not the best, like it's not the world record, but like I can appreciate for how many days, like how much this journey has brought me with like jogging and stuff. And yeah, and I hope that for you too, man. If like you're feeling insecure about it, like that you improve it. Anyway, so I gotta get going. I wish you the best, man, and keep working hard today. Alright, do the right thing, don't give up.